You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
15 minutes of fame radio.
We're now stepping into 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. Yeah.
That's my motherfucking jam right
Now, people were talking about the Soul Khan and Dizaster.
Yeah.
It was Big talks about it before the actual battle even happened, because again, that was one of those matchups. Everybody thought shit had already happened, and you know, then Soul Khan comes back after 30 years and comes to battle, and he battled Diz.
Yeah.
A lot of the Diz had an unlimited round, right? Soul Khan didn't.
They both did. They both agreed to their time limits.
They both agreed
Yeah.
to the time limit,
Yeah.
and just Dizaster just happened to go as long as he went.
Basically, yeah.
What was the backlash that you got from that battle happening?
I mean, we got a lot of backlash in the sense that, time. We're in a different era now, you know what I mean? And I think when we grew up, our era, we would sit at YouTube and watch these battles, you know what I mean?
I'm sorry. In
My
boxing,
time. Okay.
in boxing, they used to go 15 rounds,
Yeah.
20 rounds,
But-
so it, like you say, eras change.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, kids these days, for battle rap fans, that's cool, right? To acquire new battle rap fans is probably not the smartest tactic, you know what I mean? Because, fast-paced world these days, people are on their phones, on the toilet, on the way to the bus, in between classes, trying to catch people on that, you know what I mean? So a lot of people get intimidated when they see long stuff, but it's not to say it wasn't good or anything. I think Dizaster had an incredible performance. I think it's actually one of his better performances. It's just, unfortunately, hindered by the length of it and by, Soul Khan's performance, I think could have been a little more up to par. And I think if it had that, if Soul Khan would have made it more of a back and forth fight, I think it would have taken a lot of the attention off this round. But yeah, he went for a long time.
Because, it was, like I say, it was good to have Soul Khan back. Do you think, in your opinion, if you can give, that is he ready for this era?
He can be, bro. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. When you're coming back to battle rap, and I think this is a trend a lot of people need to learn, you need to tread water again. You know what I mean? It's not a diss to you. It's not devaluing you by offering people smaller names, because we've seen it, look at Cannabis. Look at Soul Khan, look at even when Cassidy comes back, you know what I mean? After a while, we got to start noticing the trend, you know what I mean? And we're not here to ruin people's careers. This isn't what battle rap is for. We're trying to uplift people, and we understand that, offering people smaller names feels like a letdown to them, but at the same time, it's the same when you bring a boxer back. You're not just going to throw him against Mayweather in the first fight. You're going to give him a couple tune-ups, let them work out the kinks, let them get the confidence back up there, then you throw him against the wolf. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we need to do more as league owners. Sometimes, me included, we see an opportunity of something this can be real big promotion-wise, but then we don't think execution-wise. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something I need to focus a little more on as a league owner myself. Start thinking at the end goal, the final product, rather than just the promotional aspect of it all. And I think we all need to focus on that at battle rap. We're starting to slowly learn as a core group, right? But I think Soul Khan can come back and kill it, bro. I think he's only got up from here to go. He can only surprise people from here. He's still a legend, you know what I mean? We all know he's got it in him. He just needs that confidence and that vocal projection back. And it can put some of this thing.
Was it your idea to put them together? Did he ask for Diz?
He asked for Diz. I think Diz pissed him off on Twitter. The good old battle rap story, right?
Right. Nobody told him, no, don't take Diz yet. You might want to take somebody
it's
else.
difficult when you have someone like Soul Khan's stature coming back because of where he came from. You didn't think I don't think anybody thought that he would have performed the way he did. You know what I mean? I don't think he thought that way either. I think he was a little caught off guard, overwhelmed in the moment and stuff like that because, a long time away, once you get back in that ring, I could see it in him. You know what I mean? Being someone like us who's around, I feel like you can read people's body language. You know what I mean? Soulcon's a very confident person majority of the time. Everything he speaks on, he's very confident. I felt like there you could tell his confidence wasn't there. Maybe not so much in his material. I think it was more so his memorization. He didn't trust his memory. He didn't do enough, preparation.
That was a long ass battle. Man.
Yeah, bro, so long.
And like shout
that
out.
shit was like the Titanic, bro. If that came out on VHS, it would be in multiple VHS tapes, bro.
Now you remember that? It all fit on
Straight up,
one.
man. I'm showing my age here, right? I look young, but
because like shout out to Mook, man. When Mook did that 20-something minute third round, like don't get me wrong, he was saying some shit, but I didn't want to stand there, even for Murder Mook, for 20-something minutes to hear. I can watch that shit later when I got home. So
Diz didn't want Mook to have that record, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. He said, no,
Hopefully Mook don't come back and try to top that
Yeah.
one. Shit.
Yo,
have that
But
competition.
you know what's crazy, bro? I could never memorize that much shit.
That's a lot of shit to memorize. That's a lot of shit to memorize. And
it's a gift,
you know
man.
what?
It's a
Shout out
gift,
to Mook.
bro.
Shout out to Diz too,
Yeah,
because let's
it is.
keep it 100. I won't say no names, but we got some top tier motherfuckers that can't spit 3 rounds, 3-minute rounds,
That's it, right?
without forgetting shit
and
too.
that's
So
something I
that's
think
crazy.
a lot of people overlook when it comes to Diz and Mook and Verb and stuff, and they're like, oh well, these long rounds, but it's like they don't factor in the preparation it took. And if people knew Diz, like, bro, you see pictures, his house is just, he has literally pages stapled to his wall. Literally, it's a whole wall. And I thought he was joking when he showed me that, and then he actually, I guess, wrapped it up.
A whole wall of what?
Bro, he had papers all just posted to his wall. It's his
All
written
his
rhymes.
bars and shit?
The whole wall. So it's like fuck, it looked like wallpaper, bro.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I thought he was kind of fucking with me, but clearly not.
Because he takes it that serious.
Dead serious, man.
Yeah.
And people need to like show them respect for that, because you have the people that are showing up for paychecks these days and almost like laughing that they took your money, and then you have the people that are like over preparing to the point where it's like they overdid it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But they cared that much to give you that much of a performance. So it's
Hardcore
like
dedication.
it's just catch 22, right? Like you gotta find the line in the sand to draw it on. But I think Diz is smart. He pays attention. He ain't gonna read reviews and not take them in. He's a very smart person. Same with Soulcon, and I hope the best for Soulcon. I think he's gonna come back and kill it. I hope so.
So there's been no talks about him coming back yet.
Not yet. No.
Okay, all right.
Not yet.
But if he decides that he wants to, you guys are willing to
Be
just
open to it, man. He's a legend, you know what I mean? And if I'm willing to open the door for him when he's, doing great, I gotta be willing to help him out when he's not, you know what I mean? And I think like someone like him, he deserves the respect to be able to, come back and do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he's given us so many classics in the past. He's one of the forefathers of this culture. This culture wouldn't even probably be where it is if it weren't for people like Soulcon pushing that agenda when we were first starting. He was one of the first people, him, the Iron Solomons, the Mooks, the Hollows, that like made, there was a battle rap was a big thing, but there were certain characters that knew how to grab people from outside battle rap and bring them into it. You know what I mean?
create the moments that made people want to watch this shit.
That's it. I feel like Soulcon was one of those people. He used to bring people from outside battle rap and make them fans of battle rap. So someone like that, I always have the opportunity for them. Yeah.
That's my motherfucking jam right there.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.
15 minutes of fame radio.
Now stepping into
15 minutes of fame radio.